Hello friends and welcome. I have again another haul for y'all and it's all paperbacks this time. I heard y'all loud and clear that y'all heard the cicadas in the last video loud and clear, so until cicada season is over I will film inside since that seems to be a little distracting. And I am sorry, it's such a normal noise where I live growing up in the summer to hear that I don't register it most of the time anymore, so my apologies. But I have a lot of really good books to show you, so let me go ahead and get started. I have A Billion Days of Earth by Doris Pischerachia. I am so sorry, I don't know how to say her name. It does have a little chippy there in the back, but it still has its original science fiction book club insert inside, which I always adore when I see that. Just because it's like a little piece of ephemera inside. This is from 1976. Inferno by Niven and Pornell. Probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen on a cover. So that's a skeleton, and I'm covering up full fleshy boobs and areolas there. So I don't know how I feel about this cover, but it exists, and I'm covering that up because I don't know what YouTube will and will not allow me to show. The Silver Crown by Joel Rosenberg. Fantasy here. This is the third book in the Guardians of the Flame series. First on the Moon by Hugh Walters. A tempo book, not a publisher I find very often or am aware of actually. It does have a bookstore stamp in it. This is from 1969. Nice. When Worlds Collide by Philip Wiley and Edwin Balmer. Very homoerotic cover there. What year is this? This looks 60s. 1970. A vintage copy of The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. Teal blue text block. Really pretty. Earthmen and Strangers. So this is an edited short story collection by Robert Silverberg with some classic titans of science fiction there. Has Russell, Garrett, Silverberg, Anderson, Asimov, Knight, Budrus, Ellison, and Clark. To Open the Sky by Robert Silverberg. And the pretty orange cover from Ballantine. The Man in the Maze by Robert Silverberg. You're gonna get a bunch of Silverberg here because this was like the S box. There's some other stuff in here, but a lot of Silverberg being added this time. Tower of Glass by Robert Silverberg. Another book without a barcode. 1971. Robert Sheckley. We have Egg, Dimension of Miracles. Does have a tear in the back, but beautiful blue text block with this bright red cover. There's the tear right there. 1968. Wasp by Eric Frank Russell that is the nerdiest pose I've ever seen in my life that was done on purpose on a cover. 1971 edition. Zelazny, Jack of Shadows. A Dark Traveling, another Roger Zelazny. And a very like 90s cover. This feels like late 80s, early 90s. Let's see, am I correct? 1989. Look at me. I mean, you are looking at me because you're watching the video. Anyway. King Kobold by Christopher Stasheff. This is a Mayflower print, which I believe is the UK publisher. It is. So I already have this. I don't have this exact copy because the one I have is not an A2 format UK edition. Yep. Very cool. Children of the Lens by Edward Docksmith. So this was the original vibrant color of the book, and this is after, I guess it was next to a darker book on the shelf for a long time. Not quite sure why it would look like that. Normally sun fade stuff, not darkens it. Maybe that's just because of the ink. Really interesting. 1970. You can see like the darkness up here at the edge, and there was obviously a book here. So maybe it was on top of a book pile, and that's just, I don't know. Interesting. It's interesting is what that is. In Triplanetary by Edward Doc Smith in a pyramid edition. An older pyramid edition here. 1965. That's Doc Smith. Then we have Mission Interplanetary by A.E. Van Vogt in a Signet edition. Oh my goodness. This man looks so young in this photo. He's giving big dad energy in that photo. This is 1962. This one is split though. So it's a little, you'll get a read out of that maybe. I don't know if I should sell that. I don't know, I'll put it up. If someone gets it, cool. If not, I will hold on to it, read it, and then probably be the last person that reads it. We have The Beast by A.E. Van Vogt. Face. 1963. Planets for Sale by A.E. Van Vogt. Wow, what a cover. This is by Book Co. of America. Never heard of that. So by A.E. Van Vogt and Maine Hull. But look at that cover. That is giving mid-century AF. Bright red text block, 1965 edition. And The Universe Maker by A.E. Van Vogt in the green pocket cover. Tomorrow Lies in Ambush by Bob Shaw. Beautiful cover. Orbitsville by Bob Shaw in an A2 UK edition. A2 format UK edition. 1975. And then Earthwreck by Thomas Scotia. Is that how I would pronounce his name? Is that the correct way to pronounce his name? I have no idea. Again, a lot of these, some of the authors I've had in this haul, I have never heard of before. So it's just very cool that it's like, this whole palette has been really awesome as far as like a learning experience and seeing books that I've never seen before, because as a bookseller, you end up finding and selling a lot of the same books, which is awesome, but also like it's nice and refreshing to find some new stuff as well, and then end up keeping it because you've never seen it before, which may or may not have happened. A nice vintage pocket copy of A Mote in God's Eye. This is one without a barcode on the back. 1974 copy. Galactic Patrol by Doc Smith. Subspace Explorers by Doc Smith. This one is missing a corner though, and does have some chipping. The Warlord of Air by Michael Moorcock. Also missing a corner down there at the bottom, but very cool. And then we have Behold the Man by Michael Moorcock, with both Jesus's front and backside for your viewing pleasure there. The Day of the Shield by Anthony Albin. Vintage Berkeley here. What year is this one from? 1973. I love this Aldous cover. Who Can Replace a Man? With like the weirdest amalgamation of stuff put together on a cover. Roger Zelazny, Road Marks. Catharsis Central by Anthony Albin. I like this cover. This is pretty. Robert Adams, Castaways in Time, where it's got a horse on a knight and looks like a Jeep on the same cover. Castaways in Time. We have a vintage copy of The Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams, part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. This is a first 1982 pocket print. And I have a few William 10 books here. I think these are all part of the same series, maybe. Yes, 6-volume publication in celebration of William 10. However, I only have 5 of the books, so keep that in mind. The Square Root of Man by William 10. These are all beautiful covers, though, just absolutely stunning covers. The Human Angle. I pronounced that right instead of my brain thinking it was going to say angel, but I actually pronounced angle like I should. And I am so proud of myself for that. Of Men and Monsters. Stellar cover here. What you guys don't see in this video is sometimes just me staring at the cover, because I edit those parts out for a while with an open mouth before I actually show you the cover to you guys, because some of this vintage artwork is just absolutely stunning, which is part of why people collect these older books. This whole series is just stunning. The 7 Sexes. And then we're getting towards the end. I'm only going to do one box because the show will have, again, all of the stuff that hasn't sold in any of the other previous shows. So there's still over 100 books listed now. I'm adding about 30 to 40 more books to the show. So there's still going to be over 150 books in the show. So hopefully you guys are interested, because I just now realized I haven't mentioned that all of these books that I'm showing you now are actually going to be available for sale over on Whatnot. Whatnot is a live auction selling platform. Again, this palette was sent to me on commission, so I don't get to necessarily sell them for what I would normally sell them for, or start them at what I normally start them for my auctions. But you guys are still going to get hopefully a good deal and some new books to add to your collection. And again, this is I've seen so many books, and I've shown you guys so many books that I've never seen before. This has been amazing just for my own benefit, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well. But if you are someone who's already used Whatnot, there will be a link and a pinned comment down below. So it'll be the first comment on the video. That'll be a direct link to the show if there's anything I've shown you that you're interested in, or anything in the last few haul videos that I have done that you might be interested in. It might still be available for you guys to buy. It is media mail shipping, and I do put the correct weights in. So the more you buy, the more you'll save on shipping, and the more books you can add to your collection. Another Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I don't know why I said it like that. This is the second printing of this book from 1981. American printing, I should say. So, not the first print from the 1980s, but the second print. It's the first edition, but the second printing of the first paperback edition. Anyway, there'll be a picture of it. You'll know. Because Catherine Asara, The Final Key. This is the second part of the Triad series. Fool's Company by Robert Asprin. One of his most well-known series. Again, completely unserious science fiction. Military sci-fi. Greybeard by Brian Aldiss. Very vintage copy. And then the last one is another Aldiss, but this is a pan science fiction, so an A2 format. And that is a being that exists. I have no idea what this is. 80-Minute Hour by Brian Aldiss in a pan copy. So that is an A2 format UK edition. 1974. That is just a cover. But again, this is all the new stuff I have that I'm adding to the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and have enjoyed seeing all of these goodies I have unboxed for the palette. I still have. I am halfway through showing you all the paperbacks at this point, and I am 2/3 of the way, well, and I'm almost done showing you all the hardcovers. So again, this was a palette of books. It was 350 pounds of books. It's been a lot to process, and I have actually kept quite a bit of the books myself. Just because like I said, this has been a boon. I've never seen some of these books. I never thought I would actually get to see any of these books in the wild. So the fact that I got sent these books and I get to keep some of them because you guys have been so awesome about supporting me in these auctions, I just, again, want to say thank you. And I do hope I will see you all on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even if you even if you don't want to buy anything, if you just want to talk about books and ogle the art some more, or just teach me about the books I've just shown you, because I do actually really like that aspect as well. I've learned so much from being a bookseller, more about books and more about specific authors, and also just learned that that's one of the joys of reading, isn't it? Is learning. Like, I've learned new words, I've learned new authors, I've tried to learn correct pronunciations of authors' names. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye. Bye.